do the same thing with this, but we've been going for half an hour. I don't know if anyone needs to leave and go and have their lunch or whatever, but I would have done this as well. Again, it's another little ear layer, probably not as good as that one, but you can see it's still got the wire on it. You know, you can see the heavy wire that I've got on it that's bent it up. It's still nice and healthy and very, very good. Yeah, that's if anyone wants to stick around, I'm going to do this one, but I'm going to pretty much go pretty fast with this one. Yeah, I can see people typing in the chat. I can't read it from here. So if someone wants to jump in the chat and read out the questions to me, that'd be good. Maria, Shane, not Shane, Maria, who else? I can't see. Shane, no, I can't really see. Luke, are you there, Luke? Or Michael? Committee guys?
What we asked was, what's the surprise at the end of the month?
I know, I'm telling you what it is. I'm going to make you hang for it. And by the way, so with the videos that, let's put it this way, I won't be doing the video. How's that? You won't see my ugly head doing the video next time. But one thing I can tell you guys, I won't be. So the videos that I do, I can record, and I'll be able to post on YouTube. But this next one, we're not going to be able to record. So you really have to join the meeting to watch. Okay? So that's because you guys jumped on today. I'm letting you know early. Okay? So it's really it's going to be a good surprise. Okay? It's a good surprise. You won't see me doing it. So let's put it that way. I just wanted to start the ball rolling because I'm really keen for other people to present as well. It shouldn't just be me doing it. It's just that I'm more like the tech savvy person, I guess. And I've been doing videos for a long time. So it doesn't take me long. It's not hard for me to do. I'm not embarrassed by doing them, you know. Some people get a bit shy and come in front of the camera. I don't care. I just do it. It's fun. So with me, I just do, like, I wouldn't do this if I wasn't, like, I'll be doing this regardless. I'll be doing this tree regardless today, you know. So I just thought, why not share that with you guys? And that's all I do. That's why I video things. I'm not going out of my way to do a video. Does that make sense? I just do the things that I do, and I keep a record. This is a great way to keep a record of all my trees. So yeah, it's good fun. Hey Luke, are you on? Is Luke Daly on? No, Luke. So when I'm working on a tree without having to talk, you know, you pretty much fly through these little guys. And this is full of roots. Look at this.
David?
Yep.
Can I ask you a question? When you said you reuse your soil, you wash it and clean it, what do you actually do?
All right, so not this soil. This soil goes straight into the garden, to be honest. So when you've repotted so my mix is very open. It's 80% pumice and 20% pine nuggets. So it's a really open mix. So what happens when I take a bonsai, like my trident maples, for example, I've just finished repotting all those. I've got a whole bunch of recycled soil that I've kept. Now, what I do is I let it sit there maybe for 6 months. I forget about it at the moment. I'm too busy. So then what I do is I try and get the fines out of it. Now, the best way to get the fines out of it is kind of sift it. Now, what I do, hang on, probably try and say this a bit easier. Get a tray that's got a lot of holes, like you know those seed raising trays, those seed trays. You know those little, they're kind of rectangular. They're seed trays. I don't know anything that you can. Like what I'll do, I'll get the seed tray, put a layer in there, and hose it, wash it, and what's left is the bigger pieces and the hard pieces and the clean pieces, and then I'll put that away, and that's the recycled bit that I keep. All the fines would have washed away through all the grates. So anything that you can sift, anything that you got as a sifter, works really well. Does that kind of make sense?
Yep.
And then I use that mixed in with some good potting mix usually, and that goes into my growing trees on. That's what I do, just so I can save money, I guess. It's just a bit of a save money, I guess. That's for me.
Really would be the mini orchid bark, which doesn't really break down.
I keep that as well. That stays in there because it's a recycled potting mix. Remember, if you're a potting mix, what's a potting mix mainly got? It's got a lot of those pine bark in there as well. So it's like they stay in there, but it's very small. But it's the fines I want to get rid of, all the really fine stuff.
You want to make sure that you dry it out thoroughly before you sip it.
Yeah, so that's why I leave it for 6 months.
Lay it out in the sun.
Yeah, that's why I leave it for 6 months alone, Steve. I just leave it. And usually by then it's pretty dry.
Yeah, lay it out in the sun through the summer. And that'll thoroughly get all the dust out of it.
Cool. I'm just going to go wash this. I think I was going to... Someone else had a question. I forgot what it was. No, maybe not. Other people putting stuff in chat? No more questions in chat? Alright. I'm just going to go wash this and I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, show you guys again. This is another air layer. You can probably see the sphagnum still in there. Can you see the kind of this colour? Can you see that? So just showing you again, it's a nice air layer. It's a decent sized trunk I air layered too. It's actually probably my thumb thickness. So you can do some decent air layers there. Who's got any flowering ones that are flowered like plums and stuff? Anyone's got flowering ones come up yet? Anyone got flowering trees that are flowered? Quentin would have, of course.
I've got a magnolia, which I thought I might put up on Facebook in the next couple of days.
Nice.
What else have I had? I've had flowering apricot. That's finished now, but that looked good at the time. And there's a couple of plums just starting.
Yeah, I think the plums are just starting. I've only got one, but it's so good when you see it flowering. It's really cool.
I've got a very pretty Pieris coming into flower beautifully, Pieris japonica.
And giving natives a plug, I've got a bottle brush that's going to be a massive flowers, I reckon, in about 2 weeks.
Beautiful. Putting that on.
Camellia in the background here that's just coming up.
Yeah, I have a couple of natives, like Quentin, that'll be another week.
I've got a peach tree. It's got 5 flowers on it. Looks nice.
Good. Glad everyone's sharing. Keep going. Anyone else?
Quentin, are you on Facebook as Quentin or as the native?
You're going to give it away, Quentin. Quentin posts on Bonsai Australia. If you ever go to the Bonsai Australia Facebook site, you'll pretty much notice straight away which one is Quentin. I know he doesn't go by the name of Quentin, but yeah, it's on Bonsai Australia. You'll see his tree straight away, and then you know who he is.
Yeah, I know his trees. Yeah.
What I usually do, Maria, is put the exotics on Bonsai Australia and the natives on the Vic Native bonsai site.
Thanks. I can check it out.
Alright, this is going pretty easy. This is going pretty well. So you can see the roots are really good on this. It's pretty much radial all the way around. I just want to comb out as much of that sphagnum as I can. And I've because I've got such a heavy wire on the tree that it was going to the soil, so I've cut that back. I've cut the little stub. There's a little stub here of where the air layer I ring barked. I don't know if you can see it. It's pretty too small to show you. That's alright, but it's pretty easy. And when you've got everything ready here, you just go away and go for it. I'll just trim back the roots a little. Now we're going to try and pick a pot. This is going to be an unusual tree because I'm not 100% sure where the front is. I think I like this big gin on the side or in the way. There's a little one here I'm not really fussed about, but I like to incorporate this somehow. But I'm not 100% sure on where it should be. Is the front, do I tilt it this way, tilt it that way? There's so many different options on this tree.
Tilt to your right, I reckon, Dave.
This way? This way?
Tilt to your right.
This way.
Yeah, that way.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking there. That too. I like this as a feature, and then there's the trees on the side. Yeah. It's good to have Quentin. It's good to have Quentin to talk to when you're everybody. Anyone else got an idea?
Stu,
Yeah,
how are you?
good, good. You see my fruit tree here?
I can. Where's the fruit?
Oh, fruit, yeah, just some flowers.
Where? I can't see the flowers.
Okay, have a look again. Okay, now?
Not really.
First time do this one, so I don't know how to do it.
So is that what people think? Something like that? Can anyone see?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I think that's good. What does everyone else think? I might get rid of this little guy because this one's a better feature and they kind of form a bar, but I'm going to go with something like that, I think. This is all white and this is going to be all moved around eventually, but it's trying to get this nice line and this gin more importantly. This is easy to manipulate in the past. So now we've got to see what I got in terms of pots.
I like it too, David.
Thanks Val. Alright, let's see what we can do in pots.
Dave, do you make sure that you train these trees before you even think about putting them in pots and all that stuff?
Yeah, definitely. I like to train them before I do any pot. When I want to put it in a bonsai pot, it's more the final stages of refining a tree. So I want to do all my work in it when it's in a plastic pot or a grow pot or whatever. But when it goes in a bonsai pot, it's more refining. You know, starting to do. So for black pines, I wouldn't put it in a bonsai pot unless I started to do the decandling process. You know, the candle, cutting the candles, bud selecting candles, things like that. So otherwise, they're always in bonsai pots. But same thing with junipers now. Same thing. So you can see there's wire on it. It's already semi-trained. And now it goes in a bonsai pot. All right, I'm going to give you some options. First, this heavy pot. I think it's too heavy for the tree. Probably just a bit too heavy. I like this pot, but I don't think it suits this tree. But that's me. But anyone else can say, yes, they like it or not. I'm kind of a fan of this one. Kind of a fan of that. I'm a fan of this one too. It's a bit shallower, but it's got that lighter brown colour. I'm a fan of that too. That looks alright. And there's a slightly bigger one. And that's not too bad as well, but it's slightly wider. I think it's probably down to 3, really. It's down to this one.
I agree with
Light brown one.
I agree with I reckon the one he suggested is the one to go with.
This one. This one.
That's the one.
Or this one. Do I knock this one out? This one knock out this one, or this one's still in the contention? See how many different opinions you can get on a pot? That's why it's so good to have so many. Is that one? Alright, we'll go 1, 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh geez, there's a few yeses there. Alright, 3. How many? I got most yeses for this one. I got most yeses for this one. Is that right? Most yeses?
Yep, go with that.
Alright, cool. Alright, there we go. It wasn't too hard. So what I'll do is I'll cheat and I'll grab this. I set up this pot thinking it was going to be the right pot for it, but no, it's not the case, is it?
Leave it.
See, when you haven't prepared the right pot, you're in trouble.
Jesus, Val, you're doing a bit of multitasking. You've been potting, now you're knitting. What else can you do?
I was outside potting because it's nice to repot while you're watching a repotting video. And I was actually doing a full repotting. I'd done it yesterday. The trees were wrongly placed. I needed to separate the two trees and alter the position of one. So it was a fairly small job. I did that. 1 minute after David said it was starting to rain, it started raining on me. So I rushed the tools inside first, rushed the computer inside second, had to go back out and put the extension lead away and lock the shed, and came back in to sit here in the warm comfort, dry and knit.
And now the rain stopped, Val. Don't you love it?
As if that pot was made for that tree. It looks really nice. I like it.
And that's the back end.
Doesn't matter. It still looks nice.
Cool. See? I was actually going with another pot thinking that was better, but it was good to see everyone's reaction to this one, which was a good contender. So there's probably, when you have a few to select from, it's really good. But you know what? You can't get into the club to get some pots. It's the problem.
In regards to the tree tells a story, I think when you, not that I can ever really choose a pot, but when you're putting a tree in a pot and you put it there, it doesn't say anything. It's just like, and then when you get the right pot, it really says yes. That one does.
Is that about right, people think? Close?
Move it sideways so that the background's better.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it.
How's that look?
Yeah, I think that's good.
It looks really good in that pot, guys. Thank you. That was a team effort. I'm happy with that. Now it's really important to make sure these are really secure, especially because they're nursery from a nursery can, first time in a bonsai pot. You really want to make sure you really get nice and tight with your tie wire in there, so it really doesn't move, guys. It's really important because now, as I said, this goes. So I don't know what other people do, but it's the temperature and the sun is so mild at the moment. I know, you can read books and so on that say, protect the repotted trees and this and that. But I've had no problems putting this back straight where I got it from. Like same spot on the bench, same spot, everything. Just straight back where I found it, really. And I've had no issues with that because our temperatures are really mild. I mean, you're not repotting in summer. These are like still very, very mild temperatures. And I've had no issues doing that at all. So I don't know what else other people think of it. But that's what I found. Anyone else want to comment? Like, do you protect your trees?
I agree entirely with what you're saying, Dave. All my trees get put back on their normal benches after they're repotted. Yeah. I think they need good light, providing it's not a stinking hot day or really windy. Just put them back where they normally grow.
Yeah, that's what I think too. So, especially for the new people, don't stress about having repotting and putting it in a different spot and so on. Just keep an eye on it. I know if you get a hot, windy day, but you don't get that, in spring. You don't get that now, do you? It's pretty mild now. We're going to get some cold days next week, which isn't a problem. There's no real issue. We get so much. I think it's all about how much the daylight you're getting now. It's almost 2 months since the winter solstice, so you get so much daylight now that spring's here. Really, it's just a matter of getting the temperatures back up. But that's not the issue, right? It's how much of a daylight you get now. That's what I think, anyway. Could be controversial.
Can you explain what you were doing with that, you were poking the pot before you were putting in the soil.
Good, I'll use a chopstick to really wiggle the soil into the air pockets, and then I use my fingers to press the soil into those air pockets, just to make sure I cover myself all the way around. Does that make sense? So use a chopstick, very easy, very simple tool, very inexpensive. You can even use the takeaway ones from the, Asian takeaway places. Really easy, even though the wood ones you can use. But this is like a, we're going to chuck some old chopsticks out. I kept one of them, and it's like a hard plastic one that I use. Other people use metal ones. Doesn't matter, as long as it's nice and pointy. It works really well.
Just in regards to putting your pots straight back on the benches and stuff like that. For example, if it's a boiling hot day, would you guys put it behind a fence or anything like that, just to keep that shaded a little bit more, or what's the go there?
Yeah, Ty, look, if you're potting in the middle of summer, yes, you do need to put it in a protected spot out of the wind and maybe out of a bit of the sun. But I reckon potting anywhere up until, say, mid-October, just stick them back on the normal benches.
Yeah, it's timing. Yeah.
When it's really hot, I move mine to under the orchid house, and I put them in there because the orchid house, well, it's not a house, but the orchid's got the shade plot there over the summer from November through to Anzac Day, Melbourne Cup to Anzac Day. If it gets too hot, I put them under there, and I started doing that 2 years ago, and I found that I didn't lose any of my trees. Not that I've got a lot, but the ones I've got are still good. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Looks all right. So from air layers that I did a few years ago, now I've got two nice little minis starting their way to being, nice little minis in the show, to be honest. Imagine these on a nice little, one of those Peter Fuster stands, if you know Peter Fuster. They look pretty good. Now I won't touch them. I just water them in, won't touch them, leave them alone, and let them recover. And that was it. Pretty